everyone, it's me, Katie Carson. Who else would it be?
Maybe me.
Jokes aside, today we're going to be making some berries and cream soap. Listen, every time I see fresh berries in those little berry baskets at farmer's market, I have to buy them because they're so cute. In fact, I've started to see more recently porcelain dishes that are like berry baskets. They're like porcelain berry baskets. They even have the weaving in them, but they're washable and it's just lovely and beautiful and I love it. So berries at farmers markets are delicious. They look pretty. They look really pretty if you put them in cream. Insert pictures here. Berries and cream are just beautiful. So without further ado, let us make berries and cream. Okay, folks, so we have our oils, we have our lye water solution, and we have our ratchety. What is this?
Hey, that's mine. Why are you using my stick blender?
Because, I'm sorry, this one has more power. It just does. I've been using the other ones. The other ones are prettier, but I'm going back to Cuisinart because it really is just the best. It really is. So, I'm going to pour my lye water solution into my oils down the stick blender to help with the air bubbles, supposedly, and the splashing, most assuredly. Now we are going to blend this up on high until just past emulsion, which should be anywhere between 15 and 20 seconds. Okay, now that it's been blended for, by the way, way less than 15 seconds, it was like 7, I'm gonna split it off into 4 equal portions with my dollar store bowls. Okay, so let's start pouring this off. Now, I'm going to have the cream on top and all the berry goodness blended at the bottom. So we're gonna have 1/4 cream and 3/4 berry. Got a scrapey, my little container. Now I've split my batter into 4 containers. And this one I'm gonna be keeping for the cream on top. And these 3 are going to be the berry colors. Okay, now for the colors. So the first one that I have, I've been waiting to use for so long. This is Raging Raspberry from TKB Trading. This next color I have is a mixture of Grape Ape and Flash Dance. Both of those are Mad Micah's colors. And the final color is Plum from Mica MoMA. This one I used for the first time in November and I really loved it and I knew this would be the perfect soap to bring it back. Okay, let's blend these up and see what we think of the colors. This is perfect. I wanted a nice little purpley progression. My fragrance oil blend I am using today is super secret. I have worked for a while to perfect it, and I do believe I have the best berry blend of all time. All right, I've blended in the fragrance oil by hand. The soap is nice and runny, and it is now time to pour it into our 2 brambleberry molds after this quick commercial break. Maybe. The first one I'm gonna pour is the Flash Dance mixture. And man, that purple is looking shiny even in cold process. Now I'm gonna pour the plum. And I'm drop swirling this right now, but I'm actually going to mix it up a little bit later. And the Raging Raspberry. I think I'm gonna end up doing about 2 passes. Man, I had to go get me a bigger spatula. That little one wasn't doing it all. Okay, so I've got all the soap in, I've scraped all my buckets, and it's time to take my hanger and go crazy. No rhyme or reason, just all around. I just don't want those colors to be sitting in a drop swirl. I want them blended. And now that I have everything all tapped down, I'm going to pull the soap a little bit to one side And I'm not gonna make it very extreme. I just want a slight incline, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just kind of want this purple to hit one side of the mold all the way to the tippy top. You can see this right here. It's all the way to the top of the mold. Gonna do the same on this side. Just pull it on over. Then I'm just gonna make some indentations all the way down. Again, this is not perfect. I'm not gonna do it the same way every time. It's not always gonna have the same incline, the same angle. I'm just going for a generally kind of messy look. Awesome, now I can blend up that last layer. I'm gonna go ahead and add this entire little container of titanium dioxide mixed with water and the final amount of fragrance oil. And we're gonna blend that in. So here goes the white. It is obviously a little thicker because it's been sitting a while and it has titanium dioxide in it. Now I don't have to get this top perfectly level because the frosting color is white, the exact same color here on top, so you won't even be able to tell where the seam is. Hopefully. Just gonna jiggle, jiggle, jiggle all the way down. And we are ready to mix up the soap frosting. Y'all, look at this color. That raging raspberry though, ooh-wee! I'm gonna begin by putting 3 wee dollops on the end and then piping the rest of the soap. I do that just as markers so I know about how big I need to be making my little dollops. That looks so luscious. I can't wait to cut this one because this particular color really looks nice after it has sat in the soap. It blossoms into something quite pretty. That looks like legit edible. It looks like a meringue. I saw someone say recently that they just take their piping bag and they don't do individual dollops in the middle. They just squeeze and go across. And you can do that. You won't be able to tell a difference, but on camera, it looks so much prettier for me to pipe individual dollops. I've had a lot of soap frosting questions recently, so I thought I'd answer some of those right now. The number one question I always get asked is the recipe that I use for soap frosting different than the one that I use for the soap bases? And the answer is yes. It was perfected over years and years of me trying to get a certain consistency for frosting that was pipeable for a long time while still using cold processed soap that didn't ash. It was just me wanting a lot of things and finally getting a recipe that did them. No, it is not the recipe listed down in the description box. That recipe is for the base of the soap. That's the one that I use for my slabs and the ones that I use for this bottom part of the frosted soaps. Can you use any cold process recipe to pipe? The answer is yes, you can. You just have to let it set up. Now, some recipes are going to be better than others for this job, okay? So again, yes, you can use any recipe. Will they all be optimal? Absolutely not. I have found, and this is my opinion and in my experience, recipes with shea butter tend to get really hot in my hands. In fact, recipes with any butter tend to get hot quickly and get harder to pipe faster than recipes without really hard butters. Again, personal opinion, but that's what I found. And likewise, I have also found that recipes that do not water discount have a tendency to get ash on the frosting. Whereas my recipe does not ash on the frosting, ever. How I put it right here for you guys to see, it won't look any different tomorrow, the next day, a week after. It's gonna look exactly the same. I've been asked many times, do I cover or insulate my soap frosting? No. As soon as I'm done, I put this on the shelf and it sits just like this on the shelf. I do not cover, I do not insulate. It is not necessary with this recipe. I've also found that recipes that have just a lot of hard oils in them, period, tend to set up a little faster than my personal taste would allow either. Okay, so with all the piping done, it's time to add the embeds. Here are the embeds I'm going to be putting on top, and I have to say, after having made a black raspberry type soap for years now, there are so many suppliers that create the silicone molds to get this berry look, and I'll be leaving some of them down below in the description box for you guys in case you'd like to make some yourself. I'm going to start by placing the one in the middle, and then I'm going to place 2 on the sides. Guys, these are more slippery than an eel at supper time.
I tell you, these embeds look like they're slippery than an eel on chopsticks. I'd say this is slipperier than one of them slides that they put out in the lawn. When are we going to get back into slip and slide season?
For real though, I'm done with winter. I'm done.
Where's the sun?
Okay guys, I've mixed up a little bit of clear melt and pour with that plum mica, and we're gonna put a blackberry drizzle on top. I tried to get all 3 of the purple colors here on the top. So we have like the pinky purple, the plum purple, and the purpley purple. And I've waited to put this on until it's set up a little bit so it doesn't go running all over the place. And whenever it's this thick, I do keep my spritz bottle handy, just in case, like you see that on top? Bye-bye. Boop, boop, boop. Oh yes. That is looking mighty delicious. I'm also trying to avoid the blackberries because I don't want it to detract from them. I'm gonna spritz the top of this real quick, and then I'm gonna put 1 single pass of holographic glitter. I think going up and down counts as 1. And that is it, my friends. The berries and cream soap is complete. It's a gorgeous festival of purple delights, and sis, I'm here for it. Honestly though, we need to be doing more piping like this because it looks so delectable. I'm gonna let this sit for 18 to 48 hours. That's right, I'm saying 18 because I like to cut things quickly. And then we'll take a peep at the inside after this quick commercial break. Y'all, it's looking even more splendid now that it's sat and cured for a little while. So this is way too tall for this particular cutter. I do have a new cutter coming in soon, and it can cut high tops, which is just fantastic. That's never been available to me before, but for now, we gotta turn it on its side. Gonna press down. And this is what our berries and cream bar looks like on the inside. So one thing about this colorant from TKB is that it bleeds a little, which looks really cool and very similar to how real berries look in berries and cream, because like if you actually put berries into milk or something, that color will start to kind of drip out, and it looks really, really cool. Now I know it kind of looks like all of these colors are running together, and I wanted them to all be sort of in the same vein of colors, but still like distinctly their own. And you can see there is 1, 2, 3 different colors in there. Purple soaps are so nice. There really is something just so royal about a purple soap. Ooh. Also, I like that this one looks kind of spiky. The question of the day is, would berries and cream be considered a dessert or a snack? See, I would have to consider it a snack. I feel like that's not a dessert, but I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people who are like, that's totally a dessert. So to vote on the question of the day, all you have to do is click the I in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Thanks guys so much for watching today's video. I'm honored that you are here. There's so many videos you could be watching, but you chose to watch mine. If you'd like to get your paws on one of these soaps, they'll be available with our Farmers Market collection in March 7th to be specific. This is a really, really fun play on the whole black raspberry vanilla soap. That seems to be like one of the most popular soaps ever. But I like the way this one looks. I like changing it up from the drop swirl a little bit. Bye By the time you are seeing this video, I should be in Waco, Texas at Chip and Joanna Gaines' Magnolia Market and Silos. And if you'd like to see that trip as it's going on, you can follow me over on Instagram. It's actually for my mom's birthday, and they're staying in the Fixer Upper producer's house. That's where I booked for them on Airbnb. By the way, I have an Airbnb link code down below. Anytime Caleb and I travel, that's who we use, because why would you not get like a full house and kitchen for the same price as one hotel room? Anyway, we're doing the whole Waco experience, so you can go check that out if that interests you. And if not, cool, we'll see you next Wednesday. Do something fun for yourself today, whether that is going out, getting yourself something nice to drink at somewhere you normally wouldn't go, or perhaps splurging on an article of clothing that you've been eyeing for some time. There, I've given you permission. Just buy it. Either way, do something that makes you happy, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So until then, bye for now. Meow. Who's ready for some buried treasure? I was gonna need it until just now because I ended up feeling. Oh my gosh.
Darn old Billy Ding Dong. Oh, howdy.
Where are they? For heaven's sakes, where are they? Where are what? Well, the embeds, the embeds. Where are the little roots?